Greetings and welcome to another episode of Q Points Podcast. I'm DJ Sir Daniel.
And my name is J Ray with a J, sometimes known by my government as Johnny Ray Cornegay III. I just gave y'all a little preview to what this show is going to give.
All right, kiddos, you listen close. And this is for all the people in the back seats and the nosebleeds. I'm going to say it loud enough. Liza Minnelli, born Liza Minnelli, is an iconic representation of nepotism done the right way. Would you agree with that, J. Ray?
I would agree with that sentiment. Yes. I think that when we look back on iconic stars that kind of got it honest, Liza is absolutely one of those folks that, you know what, she got it honest. You know, she is a star from the time she was a child through, and obviously, Sir Daniel, think about it. For us as Generation Xers, young Gen Xers, because we're on the younger side of Gen X, Liza has been present in our lives our entire life. And even as little black boys, we knew who Liza Minnelli was because we had to.
We absolutely had to. So as we all know, Liza Minnelli was born into stardom through her mother, who is an icon in her own right, Judy Garland.
Yes.
And her father was a director.
Was a director, yep. Was it Vincent Minnelli?
Vincent Minnelli, right. So she, like you said, she got it honest. She was born right into Hollywood. But to Jerry, I remember, I think my first recollection of Liza Minnelli, to your point, was her appearance on The Muppet Show. And she was doing a lounge performance of, guess what? Barry Manilow's Lola from the Copa.
So that was the thing. Lola.
She wore yellow feathers in her hair. Notice how we both started swaying.
You know, there's a sway that you do with these things.
And you know why? Because we had to know these things. This is part of culture, popular culture, and it was ingrained in us. Now, I don't know if we have proclivities to these sort of things.
Probably.
So. But as people who were destined to be keepers of the culture and purveyors of Black music culture, we had to know these things. We know these things.
So to that point, Sir Daniel, I think people are probably listening like, we are watching a Liza Minnelli show on Q Points? Like, why? So here's the thing. I think we in this kind of modern moment, we forget about this. There were absolutely all these times when stars of stage and screen like Liza Minnelli would have to dip their toe in to whatever was popular at the time. And there have been many amazing times throughout Liza Minnelli's career where she has dipped into the canon of Black music, legendary hit songs, and had to do a Liza version of those songs.
That's right. So yes, we are still dropping the needle on Black music history with Liza Minnelli, because Liza Minnelli dropped herself in Black music history in numerous ways. Like we were saying, Liza Minnelli is a tried and true star of stage. And stage is very important.
It is.
Because it's going to show up in the way she shows up in this Black music canon, because it's very obvious in the way that she performs songs, but it's because of her training, her stage training. And there was a diction training that a lot of people that were in show business had to go through in order to appeal to the mass audience, to the masses. They had to know what you were saying. They had to, and if you had a heavy accent, that was frowned upon. They actually had classes where people would teach you how to speak with a nondescript diction. I think they called it Midwestern something, if you wanted to be a movie star. And so all of this training is why when you hear Liza Minnelli performing on some of the songs that we're going to name in just a few seconds, you're like, well, why does she sound like that? Is it just because she's white?
Mhm.
No, I mean, that's part of it.
Right.
But she is a seasoned and trained actress, and that's the world that they came from. If you notice, a lot of the black movie stars of that same era did the same thing. Your Lena Hornes, your Diane Carrolls, they all had your Lola Falanas. How do you think Lola Falana was able to have her own variety show on national television if she was not going to be able to appeal to the masses? So I said all of that to say, Liza,
with a Z, by the way.
With a Z. And it's very important that we say Liza with a Z because it's going to come up. But before we get into that, J. Ray, I just want to touch on something very important. Liza Minnelli had her whole career. She's linked with she's the muse for some very important people.
Absolutely.
She's linked to a lot of different people. First and foremost, like her first husband, Peter Allen, was a singer, was a composer, songwriter, and actually wrote music that she performed in her very first movie. Then she was linked with Michael Feinstein, the jazz pianist and singer. And famously, Marvin Hamlisch, who is a Broadway icon, she's linked to him. And then we see that in the 70s, which is where a lot of, I think, Liza really pops and becomes that girl. Liza is Halston's muse.
Ooh,
so she's running around in Studio 54 dripped out, as the kids would say. And then, of course, she's paired herself with Bob Fosse, who is a dynamite choreographer who also shows up in two instances in the music that we're about to list off. So let's start off with, I think, is your favorite of Liza Minnelli's covers. As a matter of fact, I want you to tell the party people exactly what this song is, because many of them may not even have known that Liza covered this song.
So DJ Sir Daniel, I think listing off those folks that Liza was connected to was really important, because as we talk about these songs, you kind of also see some of that through line. So, of course, Liza performed a lot with Sammy Davis Jr., learned a ton from Sammy Davis Jr.
Went on tour with him.
Interestingly enough, he didn't teach her how to tap. Apparently, he taught her a couple of things, but Liza Minnelli famously could not tap dance. And she had this connection to just a lot of Black musicians in the Motown canon, famously Michael Jackson, which we will get into later.
Yes.
But she performed this song by Stevie Wonder, which is one of Stevie Wonder's absolute classics, You Are the Sunshine of My Life. Now, I love this cover for a couple of reasons. So this is 1973. I love the cover because Liza's in great voice in 73. So she's at the height of her superpowers, by the way, at this point.
Yes.
And it's just soulful enough. It's just enough. It's not like, Barbra Streisand goes a step further, where Barbara kind of like goes like further out into the soul bag. Still on the Barbara side of it, but further. Liza's further back than that, but it's just enough to be a Liza Minnelli version of a Stevie Wonder song, with a fan of Stevie Wonder being like, "Oh, I like this. This is good.
This is it was a capable performance. Like,
yes,
yeah,
I like it. I put it in a set. Like, I like it.
You put it in.
I would literally drop it. I would literally put it in if I was playing like a Stevie Wonder tribute sort of thing, I would totally drop the Liza Minnelli version of You Are the Sunshine of My Life in it.
Do you remember how this song famously became synonymous with Minute Maid orange juice?
I do not remember that. This happened in the 80s, I'm sure.
Of course. And there was another song of his that became famous with another beverage, but I can't, that's another show for another time, guys. So, J-Ray, you mentioned Liza cozying up with one Michael Jackson.
Yes.
As a youth. And I love, you can see those old photographs of them hanging out at Studio 54, because you could both see like they're both on the verge of superstardom.
Yes.
You know, he's about to give us he's about to be in The Wiz.
Give
He's
us off
about
the
to
wall.
give us Off the Wall. I mean, his trajectory is about to just be out of there. So decades later, we get to the Michael Jackson 30th anniversary celebration, which was, strangely enough, or just oddly enough, J. Ray, which was recorded at Madison Square Garden in New York City. Guys, you remember this? It was recorded on September 7th and September 10th of 2001.
Yep, two sold out shows.
We all know what happened the very next day on September 11th. And because of the events, the events that rocked the world on September 11th, the network CBS did not air this until November of that year. So they waited a stern 60 days before they actually put it out, because you know the nation needed cheering up. And it was, you know, it was one of those shows that is infamous for all the wrong reasons.
There's a lot of pieces.
There was a lot going on there. There was a lot of spaciness.
Yes.
And the honoree, and a lot of that first glimpse of Whitney Houston was jarring, and then just Good for Destiny's Child, they came out and did their thing. It was a lot. It was a lot going on. So much so that Liza Minnelli, longtime friend of Michael Jackson, came out and did a cover of the He Who Shall Not Be Named penned hit You Are Not Alone. J-Ray, how would you describe if an alien came to Earth tomorrow, which according to my watch and calendar should be anytime soon, but if an alien came to Earth tomorrow and wanted to know about what happened during this performance, how would you describe Liza Minnelli's performance of Michael Jackson's You Were Not Alone?
Okay, so if an alien came, like, how would you just? So Liza Minnelli at Michael Jackson 2001. Liza was definitely on the other side of her career vocally. So
good. You know what?
Because you see how that did the first time?
That was good, J-Ray. That was good.
She was on the other side of her career vocally.
That was good. I'm going to have to incorporate that into. But go ahead.
A lot raspier, but still quintessential Liza. So the way Liza performances tend to happen, because this is Broadway, there's a piano. You are not alone. You know, diction.
It's a performance.
It's a performance. There's a lot of, you have to emote. So there's emoting, there is piano, there is Liza very clearly singing the words that He Who Shall Not Be Named wrote. And it ends with a choiry sort of thing, because that's what you do.
You got to bring in the black choir for Black Up.
Why not? And of course, Sir Daniel, and when we talk about this, Liza's famous for the big finish. So you get a big Liza finish with this.
Cymbals crashing, hands toward heaven. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
And so Liza is what I call how I describe a lot of singers, performers. I would call them song stylists.
Yes, that is a great. She is a song stylist.
You have vocalists. You have your Whitneys and Mariahs. We call those are vocalists, and then you have song stylists. Liza Minnelli is a song stylist. Before we get to go back to 1972, I almost forgot to mention this television performance that you and I caught just on the humbug of her singing I'm So Excited by the Pointer Sisters. and
Which
it's
is
everything you
glittery, it's
it's glittery,
red.
it's everything you want it to be, because you know it's Liza, and if you know you like a little Vegas in your pop R&B, oh, you're gonna love it. It's out on YouTube. Just go ahead
Yes.
and check it out. But it's everything J. Ray said about diction and popping, and I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. It's everything. And again, the Pointer Sisters is a group that is sternly R&B,
Yeah.
funk, jazz, just very steeped in blackness.
Uh-huh.
But we have to admit that songs like that whole album Breakout, all of
Pop
those songs
legends.
were pop, I mean pop
Yeah.
records
Yeah.
in the best possible way. And somebody, a song stylist like Liza Minnelli, can gracefully do a cover of I'm So Excited capably in the best possible way ever. And so shout out to, I almost forgot about I'm So Excited. But let's go to 1972, and Liza
Yeah, you
is
put me on to this one because
Liza is the it girl.
I never watched Liza with a Z. Now I want to go back and watch like the whole thing.
Oh, I'm going to watch the whole thing too.
Oh yeah, we should watch this together. Here's the thing that I realize is the girls just don't give it like this anymore. Baby, this is a production. You got gays dancing, you got sets. It's a production.
The kids don't do variety shows anymore. We've said this.
Yes.
They don't everything is just relegated to Patreon and your cell phones or streaming versus we don't get a put together show like this anymore. So fresh off of her, well, I don't know if this was before or after, but 1972, Liza Minnelli appears in the blockbuster Cabaret.
Absolutely.
Okay, for her performance as Sally Bowles, which she ultimately wins the Best Actress award from the Academy for her performance in that movie. And so Bob Fosse, who is famously choreographed Cabaret, choreographed Liza with a Z. And when you see it, you can see why. You can tell it's Bob Fosse. Bob Fosse and the pelvis are synonymous with each other.
Not the pelvis.
The pelvic thrust was like Bob Fosse's. Yeah, it was Bob Fosse's moneymaker. So it's like you have to go back and watch those performances. And Bob Fosse is actually linked to a Beyonce song that Liza covers that we'll talk about later.
Y'all are gonna be like, so pause, because y'all are going to want to stick around for that.
You absolutely must. So anyway, they're doing the Liza with the Z variety show, and Liza does a performance of Joe Tex. I Gotcha.
She sure does.
If you all are not familiar with Joe Tex,
that's a whole conversation.
Let me put this in context. Joe Tex and James Brown had beef on wax back in the 60s.
I didn't know that Sir Daniel was like, Joe Tex and James Brown was beefing on record.
They were beefing on record. They were beefing on wax over a woman.
Of course.
You can hear these songs are actually out, and they actually name each other in the records. It's a whole thing. But Joe Tex is, I mean, you talk about Chitlin Circuit,
Black soul,
Black
blues,
civil rights, post Jim Crow singing.
Yes.
And this is the 60s, just singing for the people in the back. This is like, if you come out to the club, you might get lynched. This is how much soul people are putting into their performances. And this particular song, J. Ray, I became familiar with I Gotcha from Salt and Pepper.
Oh, yeah.
And their cover on Assault with a Deadly Pepper of I Gotcha. But this is a staunchly rock and soul performance, and the lyrics, if you listen to I Gotcha, it sounds a little, a little essayish, a little
Joe
grapey, it's a
Tex.
little, and
Yeah.
and so I bring that up to say when you see Liza Minnelli performing it with her Broadway diction and her, go-go girl effervescence,
Right.
it's like, is this the same song?
It
Is this the
is.
same song? What did you think of it when you saw the performance, J. Ray?
It tickled
It
me.
tickles you, right? Yeah.
It tickled, well, in the way that, I didn't think of this until now. There are people who will tend to or want to mimic the artist that they're covering. Liza
Mm-hmm.
didn't do that. Liza did the Liza version of those things. And so when I saw it, I'm
She's a
like,
what?
a what?
A song stylist.
She's a song stylist. Yes, that was a quiz, and I failed. You see how I failed? But no. What I love about that idea is she could always be Liza. You know what I mean? And so even us, so that's why now I think I understand. That's why I can identify with like Liza Minnelli, like as like an artist. It's like, oh, because she's not trying to be anybody else but herself.
Nope.
You either with that foolishness that's happening right there, or you not into it. And there was a lot of people that weren't into it, and that's okay. I love a good carrying on, and this performance of I Gotcha from Liza with a Z is carrying on. The dancers are on stage. They are crawling. Liza is in a red little number and doing the thing. And you know what, Sir Daniel, you talk about this a lot. There's an element of camp to the whole thing.
Absolutely. Yes. Mm-hmm. And I look, Scout Sonder, I love camp.
Liza is giving you a little bit of camp, but just singing, doing her Liza thing. These kids ain't getting it.
And so we have Bob Fosse she partnered with Bob Fosse for that. But I mentioned this next song a lot when the video. So this is the early days of viral videos, right, J. Ray? Before when we started using the term viral to describe a music video. And this is Beyonce's in the height of her Sasha Fierceness era, and the Single Ladies video drops.
Big deal. As Kanye said, Beyonce had the best video of all time, or whatever. What do you say?
And it was a step away from what we were used to with Beyonce and Destiny's Child. This was a black and white video. It's a very sterile background, and it's just her and two other dancers.
Yep, not a whole army of dancers that we.
No, but still very effective.
Oh, great video, all day.
Effective to the point, J. Ray, there was when that Single Ladies dance craze hit, there were dance floors that were actually cleared out so people could battle each other on who could do the routine the tightest. It was so Beyonce was definitely the queen of viral moments, and that I think was one of the one in her arsenal of viral moments, right? And so when that video went viral, of course, Beyonce was also, people were being very skeptical of Beyonce and her influences. So at this time, because she's so viral, all the Beyonce critics are looking for anything that they can make an example of or magnify to take away from her talents. And one of the things that they pinpointed was the fact that the some of the choreography and the staging of the Single Ladies video was very reminiscent of Bob Fosse's 1969 dance routine, The Mexican Breakfast. Yes. And yes, there are, a lot of similarities.
It's an homage.
And so we see a link to Beyonce and Liza Minnelli. But Jerry, please tell them how that link went even further.
So now, wait a minute. So what movie was this from?
Sex in the
Sex and
City
the
2.
City,
2.
which is a lot because that movie had there's a
Is
lot going on
there's
there, a
that
lot to
movie was
say.
panned so terribly, but yes, go ahead.
Ooh, Jesus. So in the midst of that film, there is a routine from one Liza Minnelli, who I don't know how old Liza is when this was even done. I'm not even clear that it's Liza. I think there's some doubling happening because Liza's
J-Ray
doing.
thinks that J-Ray thinks it was an AI double.
Yeah, I'm like, Liza, you're not doing all of this. But Liza ends up doing a cover of Beyonce's Single Ladies with the dance routine, including the number when they shake the butt in the back and doing the thing. Liza does all of it with herself, two dancers, an amazing audience. Now, I will say once again, what I love. It's very Liza. Liza is that diction is very clear. You know what Liza is singing because she is going to say it to you clearly, and she's having a good time. It was just a fun sequence.
That's the point I want to drive before we get to this last song, is that, as the Brits would say, Liza takes the piss out of it.
Yeah.
She's not taking herself seriously, and I think that's what we pick up on. That there is a joie de vivre, of when Liza does these things, when she makes these covers, when she does these cameos, when she shows up on the Muppet movie. There's a wink to everything that she does. And so I think we, as the audience, if you pick up on those things, because if you're the type, I think we're the audience, J-Ray, where we look for the wink in life. We look for the wink in life because life for us has been too damn serious. And so we are predisposed to liking things and looking for humor in these life happenings. And so when an artist is able to interpret art, music, singing, dancing, whenever they're able to interpret these things with that wink, we automatically pick up on it. And that's why we're accepting of it. We're like, you know what? I like that. You're funny. You're funny. Beyonce, you did that. But have you seen Liza
Have you
do
seen
it?
Liza's version? It's a
hoot.
Because I think we see this. We've seen this, not as much now because Liza's much older and doesn't perform anymore, but especially in those 80s, 90s, and even into the early 2000s performances where stuff like Single Ladies resides, Liza had been through stuff. You know what I mean?
Lots of stuff,
so I think part of this too is she's celebrating. Baby, 100%. Liza overcame. Like she lived well beyond the years of her mother. You know what I mean? Well beyond those years. And I'm sure that there were times in her life when she could not have fathomed that she would still be here. She's outlived Michael. She's outlived all of these people. Halston, all of these people that were inspired by her and that she was inspired by too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're getting the celebration. And I think we get that. Like, girl, yeah, Liza, have a good time, boo.
Liza, enjoy yourself in this dancery.
Yeah. Can we please? Now, this is some foolishness.
This is why we saved the best for last. I think we saved the best for last. Go ahead.
So, I don't know. So, Liza Minnelli ends up doing, it's not even a cover as much. It's a cover, but she like changes lyrics. And she's like doing Mary J. Blige's Family Affair, which, in all fairness, is not one of my favorite Mary J. Blige songs.
Okay.
No, and that's so crazy that it's like Mary's biggest hit. And I'm like, that song, though, of all the songs, I get why it's a hit, though. It was such a big hit that Liza covered it on stage. And her background singers are, doing all the things. And Liza comes in and does Mary J said I could do the song or something, whatever Liza's singing.
So here's the thing. From what I understand, this performance was a surprise, and that's why there's no video footage of it. I have scoured, when I tell you I've scoured the earth looking for video footage.
Yeah, because there's just audio.
There's just audio. So this was actually done at a tribute to her mother.
Really? And so Liza comes up and it's like, this is for
and
my
I don't
mom.
think nobody knew that Liza was actually going to be in the show, but it was a tribute to her mother and her mother's musical partners. And so, as a surprise, Liza, was like, how you gonna have a celebration of my mother and not see me? I'm the Osiris of this joint. Shout out to ODB. But so she comes through. And she, like J. Ray says, she does this abridged version of Family Affair. And the background singers are so sweet. I'm pretty certain they were black.
They were carried.
They gave her a go, Liza, a get busy moment. They gave her a go, Liza. Go, Liza. It was very Ricky Lake in the 1990s, where they go, white girl, you go, girl. It was very much that kind of moment. But again, it's something when it resurfaced, J. Ray, I think, of course, everybody got a good laugh. They got a hearty chuckle out of it, but nobody was mad at it.
No.
At least not in my purview, I don't believe.
Listen. Liza Minnelli at this point can do it's Liza. Like she has proven herself as a performer. I've never heard any weirdness because Liza has performed so many songs. So I've never heard any weirdness. I think we are all at the point now and have been where it's just like, child, that's Liza Minnelli. Of course she would cover Mary. Who wouldn't want to cover Mary J. Blige?
Who would not want to cover Mary J. Blige? We're going to have a game of ride. We're going to have a great old time.
I was listening for her to say dancery. She was not saying that.
She never got to.
She was like dance
part.
Hall. Like I think they did a hall.
A hall
but I'm
for
like,
me.
Right, but I'm like, no, you guys. It's dancery.
She was probably there with the arrangers. Like, now what is this lyric saying? She has her readers on, and she's like, now it says here dancery. That can't be what she's saying. Do you think that's what she's saying? Let's just. She probably meant dance hall re.
Dance hall
Dance hall E. Took place. The party took place in dance hall E, not to be confused with dance hall F
or dance hall D.
The Family Affair is taking place in dance hall E. You guys.
Wait, I want that to be the thing. And I want Mary to see this and be like, that's exactly what I meant.
Yeah, I don't know where they got dancery from. It's dance hall E.
Thank you, Liza. You got it right.
Thank you. But seriously, thank you, Liza.
Seriously, thank you, Liza. This show is fun. I want all the Liza Minnelli fans, like Liza stands, hit us up. Let us know what covers of Liza Minnelli that are from the Black music canon that we may have missed. I want to watch all of them. There was sometime last year. I know that when I was on X, I put up, I don't know how I ended up in this Liza Minnelli moment tonight, but I was watching everything Liza because I just needed that kind of performance. And it is a particular kind of legendary performance that Liza Minnelli always delivered.
That's it. Shout out to you, Liza May Minnelli.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate you. We do. We see you.
We do. Y'all, thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. If you can see our faces or hear our voices, subscribe wherever you are. Tell folks about the show. If you like the show, chances are they will love the show too. So let them know. You can visit our website at qpoints.com. From there, you could do all the things. You can support the show with our tip jar. You could shop our store. You could become a member. You could do all the things. You can see all the archive episodes of Q Points, and there are a ton of them. So go and watch it. You can also hang out with us on Substack, where we have other content over there too. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all.
And as I always say, in this life, you have a choice. You can either pick up the needle or you can let the record play. I'm Sir Daniel.
I am J Ray with a J.
And if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. It's up to you. Psst, Q, psst, points. Psst, Q points.
Peace, y'all.